Hey everyone, you're with Tesla Tom, and thanks so much for joining me today on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to go through how I wash our Tesla Model 3 behind me here using very little water and some microfiber towels and some glass cloths using this product called Optimum No Rinse Wash, and also 2 buckets, one for clean towels and one for dirty towels. Inside the buckets you'll see a grit guard which you can buy from Amazon or eBay. And we're going to go through the car wash technique right now. Okay, so I've got my bucket of water in front of me for the clean towels, and I filled it to about 2/3 of the way up. According to the instructions of the Optimum No Rinse Wash and Shine, a little goes a long way. It says to add 1 ounce to 2 gallons of water. Now in metric measurements, 1 ounce is about 30 mils and 2 gallons is roughly about 7 litres of water. I don't exactly measure the amount of water each time, but I find that about half a bucket of water is sufficient for the amount of wash I need for the car. So I've got a measuring cup here. This is about 30 mils of liquid from the No Rinse Wash. So I just pour it into the bucket here, give it a little stir, get all the excess out from the measuring cup, and I just use the grit guard just to mix it around like that. So the liquid should turn out to be this sort of tealy blue colour. And then I've got my towels here. So these are the microfiber towels. Now these are from Costco, as I'll add to the video description as well. And they should be, I'll just show you, microfiber on one side like that, nice and fluffy, and a non-fluffy side on the other side. I recommend only using the fluffy side. It catches all the grit and grime from the car on the fluffy side, and don't use this side, it's not as good. So what I do is, with each towel I fold it in quarters, so always with the fluffy side out like that, so in half and then half again, always fluffy side out. And I'll show you when I wash the car why I do that. And then what I do is I pick off any excess fluff or dirt from the towels. I do that all the time as well throughout the car wash. For each car, depending on how dirty the car is, I normally use about between 3 to 5 towels. So I'm going to grab about 4 to 5, let's see, 5 towels. And I've got 2 cars to wash today, really. My Model S needs to wash too, so I might put 5 towels in there. But, up to you, you can put 3 to 4 each time and just submerge the towels in there like that. There you go. I'll leave some clean towels as well, and I'll show you why afterward. So that's for the body of the car, and then a different towel is used for the glass, which is this green towel here. And I'll go through that when I do the glass of the car. Alright, so let's grab our first clean wet towel. You don't want it sopping, but, relatively wet. And what I do is I hold the towel like this in my hand, with the corners facing back towards me, up the forearm, thumb there, and then I just give the bonnet first good clean like that, a once over. And of course it depends on how dirty your car is. So if you've got a really dirty car, then I do suggest maybe just giving it a once over with the hose, and that gets rid of all the coarse grit. And you see how I'm just rolling the towel up and down the car like that in a straight motion without any circular motion, because that can cause swirl marks, which is what we're trying to avoid from now on. And just as a disclaimer, this car is ceramic coated, so it does make it easier for the microfiber towel just to slip up and down the car like that. Now do try to do the top of the car first, because I find the top of the car is the cleanest part of the car. You want to do clean first, obviously, followed by the dirty parts. Makes sense, of course, right? You don't want to bring the dirt and grime up to the cleaner parts of the car. Then I inspect my towel after each segment, or when I feel like I've gone over some dirty bits, and see that it's turning a little bit sort of blacky, darky colours. So we don't want that. That's basically grime on the cloth. So what we do now is turn that over like this. We've got a fresh, clean section like that, right? And then what I do is I go back. I've done that part of the bonnet, so I want to do another part of the car like that. Now this car's not too bad today. It has been raining over the last week, so that's why I'm washing it today. See how I'm just straight movements all the time, no circular swirling, just to prevent swirl marks. I've got to say, having the car ceramic coated does make a huge difference to how easily the cloth does slip on and off, sliding around the car like that. It's really quite a pleasure to wash. I do the chrome bits as well. For those of you with 2021 Model 3s, you've got the Chrome Delete anodized trims. That's okay. Microfibre towel still works. Okay, so I've done that section. Let's inspect the cloth. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all, so I might keep going around to the boot. Okay, so try and do the cleaner sections of the car first. Okay, inspect it again. So there you go, it's starting to look quite dirty again. So what I do is unpack or unfold the cloth like that. Then you've got two more clean parts of the cloth. By the way, I did learn this technique from my detailer, Frank from Definitive Car Detailing, who taught me how to look after, or taught me how to wash the car, I guess in a better way, a more efficient way. And then I start with the lower segments of the car. So now I'm moving from this line down. So you've got to keep track of where you are. So I'll go down to about there. Of course, you can imagine that it's quite dirty below this line here, because you've got like road, dirt and grime splashing up on to your car, especially when it's been raining. I'm trying to do the top bits first if I can, then move down to the dirtier parts. Okay, inspect the cloth again, see how dirty that is. Turn over, and then this is where I do the lights, I guess, and towards the front of the bonnet there. Same movement always. Try and do a linear sort of pattern when you're cleaning, like that. There we go. Inspect the cloth, not too bad. Always keeping your thumb where the corners of the cloth are, see that? And that way you've got control. And then down here, like that. Alright. So after a while you get used to the lines of the car and try and sort of do the same routine each time, follow the same lines. And by the way, I've got it on car wash mode for Model 3, so when you tap the charger, even with the cloth, it doesn't open up. So that's one of the new features of the car wash mode update. And there you go, that cloth is looking quite dirty. If I open it up, it's quite a dirty cloth. This is where I dump it into the dirty bucket. And I guess I've got the grip guard here, so in case there's any dirt and grime from these clean cloths, because I do wash these over and over again each time I wash the car, it falls below the grit guard. That's the idea of it, and that way it doesn't keep coming up to contaminate your clean cloths. So grab another clean towel like that, give it a little bit of a squeeze, but still wet, I guess. Not sopping, but wet. And then I'm going to wash down here, wipe down here. All right, so as you can imagine, it doesn't matter how dirty your car is. You can use this technique for any situation, but like I said, if it's really dirty whether you've been somewhere, it's been a lot of mud, then I would recommend maybe just a quick rinse with a hose. But generally speaking, I don't use the hose to wash on a routine basis, if it's just a routine wash. And so this is why this technique is good for apartment living, or if you've got situations where you're under water restrictions, you only really need, according to the instructions, 2 gallons, or roughly 7 litres of water each time, which is hardly anything really for a car wash. And if you find that, I'm trying to look for you guys like a dirty section, but it's actually pretty good today. But if you find like there's a bit that's relatively dirty, then just go through it again. Like just grab another cloth and do that section again when it dries up. Now the instructions say that, you know, on the Optimum wash, to do each segment each time, but I find that that's quite tedious. So what I do is I do the whole car first. By the way, just where the wheels push the dirt onto the car, that bit's quite dirty normally. So in those bits I try and take off any contaminants from the cloth again, because you don't want the grit to be scratching the car, right? So what I do is, yeah, peel off as I go. Both sides are getting dirty again, and then I just flip over. I've got 2 more clean sides. Okay, so that's round 1. As I said, if you've got any dirty sections that you find that on the first round it didn't do a great job, go through it again with another round with the cloth. If it's a routine kind of wash, it's not too bad, then that'll suffice for round 1. So, dirty cloth, back in the bucket. Now, I'm pretty satisfied with how the car looks currently with round 1. So what I'm going to do now is what I call the wax on, wax off rinse, which it's a bit of a misnomer because it's not really wax. We're just using the Optimum no rinse stuff, which has no wax, by the way. Some of the variants of the Optimum no rinse products, they've got the wax in it. You can do that. I find it doesn't make much of a difference, and some detailers do say that if it's got wax in it, it may cause a streaky residue on anything that's ceramic coated. So personally I try and steer clear of any wax for the wash and shine, no rinse stuff. And now I guess we do the wax on, wax off. I need a better name for that, don't I? Basically the wipe on, wipe off technique to finish up. So this is where I grab another wet towel, and then I grab a nice dry one. Same sort of thing in my right hand. I guess if you're left-handed you can go opposite, but I'm right-handed, so in my right hand I will grab the corners like that in that hand, and then in my left hand corners with my thumb, basically symmetrical like that. We've got the wet, we've got the dry, corners pointing towards my forearm, up towards me. Okay, so there we go. So this is now basically the wipe on, wipe off finishing. So same sort of thing. This is where I do a segment at a time now. So there we go. One segment. So I point the camera up. So one segment, and then I use the dry one. That's the wet one. This is the dry one, and just basically wipe it off like that. And that just finishes it off very nicely, and gets rid of any streaks like that. I don't know whether you can appreciate how nice that looks on camera now. And then same thing on the opposite side, so sort of same technique, up and down like that. And then with the clean one, just get all the streaks off, up and down in a linear fashion like that. Okay, look how nice that bonnet looks. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? And again, because it's ceramic coated, it just slips off very nicely. And basically I just do that round and round the whole car. And it really doesn't take much time at all, honestly. You can probably do, if you do this, just the body only. Now I'm going to show you the glass as well, but if you just do the body, it shouldn't take more than probably 10 to 15 minutes for each car, just for the body, doing this way, if it's not too dirty. And it's better to keep the car regularly clean, I guess, in my opinion anyway. I want to keep it looking nice. And yeah. So again, same sort of thing. Do the cleaner parts of the car first, so top down, can't go wrong. Like that. Stay to the lines of the car. See, that's the line of the car there. You can see the line. Oh, sorry. Follow the line of the car. Okay. To the mirrors. And then wipe off. Wipe on, wipe off. I guess homage to Karate Kid. Except not using wax. Wipe on, wipe off. And if you find that this dry cloth's getting a bit wet, then just switch over to a drier section. Just same sort of linear pattern. That way we're trying to avoid streak marks or swirl marks as much as possible. There you go. It's looking really good. This product's got a light perfume to it. It smells quite nice, to be honest. And these cloths, by the way, as you'll see in the video description, they are available from Costco, and you can buy them from Amazon as well. Very cheap. I think about $36 I got these for, with a pack of about 30 to 40, so yeah, I think probably about $1 each. So you could, I mean, I wash them each time, but you could probably just buy, I mean, obviously that's not good for wastage, but you could buy them each time if you wanted to. If you don't want to, wash them. I just like washing them. I just feel like it's a waste to throw them out each time. You'll notice that with the second round it's not as dirty. See that? I've barely had to turn over each time. But yeah, that's essentially it. Very easy. And yeah, I suppose it's more work than spraying with a high pressure hose, but I don't know, I think you get a better outcome, personally. And I suppose someone will say, yes, you should use distilled water. I suppose you should, to be pure, but, tap water works fine, honestly, most of the time. Okay, so that's essentially the body of the car. I'll just put the dirty cloth in there. But let's grab another one. But what you could do now is you could also open the car door and you could wipe these down as well, so the insides parts, like that. I just do it once over with this, not too fussy. Let's see how dirty that is on the cloth. But this is probably not as important. It's more for your own peace of mind. If you want it to look really nice, do the paint on the inside of the car. And same sort of thing as well with the boot and the frunk. Okay, so now we're getting to the glass, and there certainly is a lot of glass on Model 3. Now, what I do actually do first is to do a once-over with microfibre. Just put the dry one down. But I do a once-over with microfibre first, because you could certainly go straight to the glass cloth, but I find that the microfibre towels do really well with getting excess grime off glass sections of the car even first. Because the glass cloths, as good as they are, they don't actually do the grit from the glass as well as microfibre first time around. So that's what I do first. And then same thing, you could do the windows as well and the pillars of the car and even the chrome if you wanted. Chrome you can use both glass and microfibre. Doesn't matter too much. Same sort of thing. And now I guess I've learnt this technique from my detailer. Any bird poo I see very early on I get rid of. And how do I get rid of it? Same thing, microfibre. Do not use baby wipes, if at all possible, on your car. I don't think that's a good thing to do. It's got chemicals on there, especially after it's been ceramic coated. So there we go. There's the, hope you guys can see that on the roof. Same technique. Glass is probably more forgiving than the paint. You don't have to be as careful with the linear pattern, but I do it anyway out of habit. There you go, that's microfibre on glass. Okay, so now with the glass cloths, they are the same inside and outside, so no need to worry about whether you need to have the furry side or not, like microfibre. Glass cloth is just glass cloth. Inside, outside is the same, so same thing. Fold it in fours, like that. One in half, and then half again. And then same thing, grab the corners, like that, and like that. And with glass, I just do wipe on, wipe off straight away, because I've done it once over with microfibre, which does a better job with the gross contaminants. And then I dunk one like that into the wet. Again, not sopping, just give it a good squeeze. It's still wet, but not sopping. And then same thing, wipe on, and just wipe off, like that. So the glass cloths are really good, doesn't leave a streaky residue. It's really good at doing glass, as you'd imagine, with a glass cloth. I think they're not too expensive either. I got these from Amazon, but I think they're available from Costco as well, if I'm not mistaken. So just for efficiency, I'll just do one side of the car first, as you can see there. Again, not as fussy with how I wipe it because it's glass. Generally, it's not going to scratch. I do the chrome normally at the same time. Mirrors. Certainly the body of the car, you want to be careful with how you wipe. So really I should be calling this technique the car wipe. It's not really a wash, is it? It's a wipe. Yeah. And then, now I'm 5'9", so I'm just able to, just put my camera up, I'm just barely able to reach the top of my tippy toes, so I don't need a stool generally. Just wipe the top of the car with the glass, wet and then dry. It just comes up beautifully, beautifully. Really nice. I like it. Glass is pretty quick. Even though there's a lot of it, I find it's cleans easier, glass. And same thing, I swapped over to the other side of the cloth. And just give it a wipe. Wipe. Had a bit of rain, like I said, this week in Sydney, so it's a good time to show you guys this. Probably should do one when it's when I've driven it in mud or something. Not that I ever would want to deliberately, but you know, it just so happens if I was somewhere really muddy, that technique still works for that. For really dirty areas. Of course, same with body. If you see any areas that you didn't do so well the first time, then go back and redo it with another round. Alrighty guys, so then I put dirty cloths in the black, and then now with the wheels you could either grab a new cloth like that and do the same thing, or what I normally do is, because again they're wheels, you can just use one of the quote-unquote dirtier cloths that you were using earlier, and you can either use the front or the back for the wheels, like that, and just give the spokes a clean, you know, I guess these are dark wheels, so again, more forgiving. My Model S has silver or chrome wheels, so you've got to be a bit more diligent, but I guess with darker coloured wheels like this, you know, a quick job actually does wonders, goes a long way. And again, see that? So the grit that's come off, just grab the cleanest section. You can use the back as well, doesn't matter, because it's generally not going to scratch. And yeah, that's really it. It's really easy. See that? Comes up really nicely. We'll do the final two. Of course, these are the aero wheels without the caps. So, yeah, pretty easy to clean. I suppose if you have the caps on, you can take them off and then clean it, both the caps and this. But I find it looks a bit nicer personally without the caps on. And the last wheel. See, I'm washing these in real time, and yeah, not speeding up. Pretty straightforward. And voila, that is a Model 3 all clean, using the wipe on, wipe off technique. Alrighty guys, well thanks for watching. That's how I wash our Tesla Model 3 here in our garage. And I'll list all these products in the description below, of course. Otherwise, stay safe. And until the next time, happy charging.